Alright, so I'm live on YouTube. Lit. We'll call today's session LitTube. That sounded stupid. Um, go wait for a few people to join this stream. I felt the need, not really the need to, but I wasn't doing anything today. I worked early this morning, got off at 11 o'clock, and took a little nap, did a few things, and now I'm just sitting here bored and wanted something to do. So figured I'd make a live stream video instead of an actual video, so I could maybe talk to some people and see what one of my subscribers made a suggestion. I can't remember who it was, but one of the people in my comment section made a suggestion that I do a live stream about what happened this past year, what I wish slash wished slash for this coming year, and stuff like that, and try to see you know fuck, where was I going with it? Try to see what what's going on. Right now, I only got one person watching this thing. It goes to show how well people follow me on this. Um, I think that I got 200 and. How do I see the comments on this bitch? I guess did they come in as people type them? How does that work? I haven't. I think I've only done one live session on YouTube, and and it was only for like 5 seconds. There's still only one person watching this, and but anyways, I guess let's get into what let's talk about 2017's over with. Happy New Year, by the way, even though it's 4 days late on that. 2017 season has finished. We finished 5-11. All my friends and I are joking. Hey, we're the best 5-11 team in the NFL. And really, the best 5-11 team in the NFL is the fucking Niners. Let's be real on that shit. The Niners won what 5 in a row to finish the year, something like that. Bear with me, I'm dealing with a cold. Got a lot of mucus, but but we finished 5-11. Very disappointing for all the hype, and yeah, I believed in all the hype. If you weren't a Bucks fan that didn't believe in the hype, then you're not really a fan. You're just what's the word I'm looking for? A negative person, I guess. Um, but it didn't surprise me the year that the Bucks had. I mean, come on, let's be real. Every year they set us up for disappointment. They set us up to be excited. Disappointment happens. For instance, we finished 7-9 in 2012, and then we decided, we got a team now. We got Doug Martin, we got Vincent Jackson, we got Mike Williams, and Josh Freeman just came off a 4,000-yard passing year, and we went fucking 4-12. You look at 2015 or 2016 like last year, 9-7, and same thing. Winston threw for 4,000 yards last year. Winston or Evans had over 1,000 yards. Did he get over 1,000 yards this year? Uh, I'm not sure if he reached 1,000. If he was, he was close this year. Doug Martin is becoming more and more of a disappointment. That guy only shows up when he wants money. Um, it doesn't help that our offensive line wasn't exactly the greatest this season. And but Doug Martin, I see him on the way out after this, in free agency and this whole offseason progression. And who else? Yeah, that's pretty. My Deshaun Jackson was not lived up to be, and now there's nobody watching this shit. Maybe I should have just made an actual video. Or it could just be the time of day it is. But uh, Deshaun Jackson wasn't, the big time target that we thought he would be, but part of that has to do with him and Winston not being able to, well, really Winston not being able to hit him downfield. That Jameis has got to work on that in the offseason. Anyway, OTA, some shit. You got to work that out. To have a threat like Deshaun Jackson and not be able to use him, that's mind boggling, dude. mind-boggling. And then you look at Chris Godwin. I knew he was going to be a big when we drafted him. Thank God he came. I'm actually, thank God I was right on that. He came through this year, especially the last couple of weeks where we missed Jackson. He had a big play against the Panthers 2 weeks ago and had that nice game-winning touchdown that gave you the scoreboard. That is the thumbprint picture to this video. By the way, fuck the Saints. You can kiss my ass. Sean Payton got salty. Sean Payton's a salty little bitch. What you think we were gonna lay down for y'all? So, yeah, fuck New Orleans and fuck Sean Payton for that shit. Thought we were gonna lay down so you could win the division that easily. And you still won a division, so stop whining. I just realized I got a big ass pimple right there. But getting into some of the things I wished for 2018, everybody knows, the whole Gruden / Cutter debacle. Do we fire Cutter and get Gruden, or do we keep Cutter and Gruden go elsewhere? Well, it looks like the Glazers did the gamble part. Well, either way would have been a gamble, but it looks like the Glazers took the other side of this gamble, and that was to roll the dice and keep Dirk Cutter at the head coaching position. This is probably going to be the bulk of the video here. What do I think about the decision to bring Dirk Cutter back and let John Gruden go elsewhere, which he is. He's all but officially the head coach and part owner, I guess, of the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, I think. Here's how I stand on that. I was 50-50 on bringing him back. 50-50 on either side. 50-50 on the case that you can't keep firing a coach every 2 years. Okay, you can't keep doing that, especially when you're trying to develop a young quarterback. The positive to firing Lovey and keeping Cutter on from offensive coordinator to head coach was the fact that Jameis has already worked with him his entire rookie year and developed him. So that really didn't hurt Jameis's the word I'm looking for. That didn't really hurt Jameis's development or his learning skills of an offense, because really he didn't have it was pretty much the same offense he ran 2015, 2016, and then this past year. Now, here's where I don't like us keeping Cutter. Cutter came through in his press conference, the day after the New Orleans win, and he came. I think it was that he said nothing's changing, and that's where I'm worried, because a lot of things need to change. He needs to give up play calling, and he already said he's not going to come out and give up play calling. Dirk Cutter's a terrible play caller. Okay, I mean, well, he's not terrible. Actually, he is pretty terrible. He makes very predictable play calls, and he sticks with things that don't work. He is dedicated to the run, and the run barely worked this year. And I understand you have to run the football to switch up the play calls and switch up, what the defense thinks. But this man was dedicated to something that would not work. We played the Panthers. Everybody knows we played the Panthers 2 weeks ago. When we played Carolina 2 weeks ago, we were inside the red zone before halftime. This man, first and goal, ran to the outside. Second and goal, ran to the outside. Third and goal, obvious passing situation, throws the ball. We had to settle for field goal. And that pissed me off to no ends. I don't know. I didn't watch enough Packer games to realize how bad if their play calling at all was any bad. It kind of sucked to see that Aaron Rodgers kind of came back for nothing. Of course, I don't know what this whole situation with that whole injured reserve and bring him back kind of thing that the Texans were bitching about. But on to what I was talking about earlier. Dirk Cutter's play calling was terrible. Like I said, first and goal, run to the outside, nothing. Second and goal, outside, nothing. Obvious passing down, third and goal, settle for field goal, and I was just ready to blow my stacks. It's like you have Cameron Brate, you have Mike Evans, you have Chris Godwin, who was playing a damn good game leading up to that point, and you can't. And they're all within height. Adam Humphries is the type player. He may be short, but he holds on to the ball with the exception of the damn Bills game, which another game that still freaking bites. Um, thoughts on the national champ? I'm gonna have a whole nother video for the Dogs versus the Tide national championship up later on. And if I don't, well, then it's probably a better thing because I think last year I made a little noise about UGA and where they finished 8-4 and played in the Music City Bowl. This year I haven't talked that much about. I came out for the came out for the Tennessee game and they won that and destroyed that game. And I came out for the Florida game, so they destroyed that game. But so I mean, maybe if I came out for Alabama, it would work out. I'm not 100% sure how what I'm gonna do for that, but since I've kind of kept my mouth quiet about the Dogs on YouTube, they've been they're in a national championship game. So, um, but back to the whole Bucks coaching situation, and so the play calling, like I said, that needed to be switched over. And for God sakes, you needed to fire Mike Smith, and you practically told everybody that he's coming back. Don't make any assumptions. That means, don't make any assumptions, but there may be changes. That's not convincing to me that he wants to keep his entire coaching staff, which Mike Smith is why we freaking prayed for him to come back this year. The way the defense was playing at the end of last year, though, that was it. The defense played amazing the last 8 games of the season last year. And, we thought that, bringing back Smith would be a good idea. This year, it was atrocious. We absolutely had no pass rush. We had a pass rush at the end of last year. And we gave up so many big plays. It was ridiculous. We're that team that gives up 3rd and 25, 3rd and 18, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 10. But we don't give up 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches. It was that we gave up, but I have to say, at least 20 or more big plays in every game this year. And that could be being nice at 20. This team might have given up 40 or more big plays all throughout the year. And they couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. And the thing that bothered me most, say for example we have 3rd and 2. The Bucs defense was on 3rd and 2. Receivers line up to the line. Where are our cornerbacks? They're 5-7 yards off the receiver. They're not here where I can put my hand in the player's face mask. They're here where I can put it in my own face mask and not even touch them. It's like, don't you think you'd want to play press coverage in that situation? So, that's where the 50-50 part I didn't like about keeping him is because he wants to keep his play calling rights, which he wants to keep Mike Smith. Where's the whiskey with that one? And I'm not sure he's fit to be a head coach. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't see him making too many motivational speeches. He doesn't get, he gets in the players' face. I don't know about in their faces, but he gets into players' head. What's your wild card picks this weekend? I don't know. I haven't looked at all the games. So I can't really give you a wild card prediction. I know very few of the games. So, Um, now where was I? Now I like the fact that Cutter could sometimes get into people's faces. I mean, on Hard Knocks, I think he did a couple times. I didn't really see, maybe a couple times during the year. I didn't really pay attention to it, but he wasn't. He's not like Gruden is. Gruden will let you know, and even some of the older players and older people, they they admitted that John Gruden made me a better this or John Gruden made me better that. You don't hear that about Cutter. You just don't. And the thing, and here's where I was 50-50 for Gruden. I already told you the reasons I was 50-50 for Cutter. Here's 50-50 for Gruden. Gruden knows what it takes to get one of those. Where is it? Up there. Gruden knows what it takes to get one of those. Okay? Yeah, it was 15 years ago. And yeah, he may have done it with a team that Tony Dungy built. But if it wasn't for Gruden's juice, as he calls it, it would not be. What's up? What's up, Terabelli? Yes. Oh, that's Texas Buck. Oh, I'm reading shit. What's up? Yes, I am talking some Bucks. We got fix some shit. I saw a T and I was like, what the fuck? Okay. That's weird. Shit, thoughts on that? Okay. Oh, Titans versus Chiefs. I would take the Titans. No, I would take the Chiefs in that one. Never mind. That's Texas, but damn, why did I think I saw a T and a B? I didn't see. Fuck, I feel stupid. Texas Buck. Yes, I am talking some Buck shit. Yes, the reason I was all for 50-50 on Gruden's part was, like I said, he could win one of those, and everybody you talk to, Chris Sims reported on Pro Football Talk. He made me a better quarterback. Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Warren Sapp. He made me want to go to war every day. I remember watching the America's game, the Super Bowl, NFL Network Super Bowl stories on teams, and Warren Sapp was mentioning that it was a totally different vibe with John Gruden than it was compared to Tony Dungy. When Tony Dungy ran through the halls, he'd walk up to Warren Sapp and say, "Hey, Warren, how you doing?" With John Gruden is, "You son of a bitch, I'm gonna get you today." That's the kind of thing you got to come to practice for. That's what Gruden brought to this team. You gotta, and if you look at the way that he coached his players through the mini camp, the training camp, videos that you see through the yearbook things, like every year how NFL Films comes out with a year in review for your team. You always heard Gruden. Not only was he would be your friend, and he would be somebody who get on your ass, and that's what Gruden was really really good at. Is he made sure he knew that his players were, made sure that he knew that he was there for his players, but he was the first to get in your ass if you did something wrong. What did Chris Sims say on Pro Football Talk today? Gruden's grade was basically wants to give his high performance sports car on the fast lane. He's like, you can have the keys to the red Lamborghini. It's all yours. But if I put you in the fast lane, you better be going fast, and don't you put a scratch on it. I don't think that it might be almost word for word. But that's another reason that I was excited about the talks of John Gruden coming back. So there you have it. Really, in all honesty, I was 75-25 on bringing Gruden back. And it's because, and you can throw stability at me. You can throw consistency at me. Go ahead. I get it. You can't keep firing a coach every 2 years. You can't. But in this situation, this coach particularly has worked with this team for 3 years. He's developed our franchise quarterback. I don't care what any of y'all say. Jameis makes mistakes. Every quarterback makes mistakes in their third year. But he's still the franchise quarterback of this team. That's why I'm not in the Buckaholics group on Facebook no more. There was one post, this dude posted that we should trade Jameis Winston for Nick Foles. I lost my shit at that. I lost my shit at that. That's why I'm no longer in the Buckaholics on Facebook. That shit was stupid. But, so you could say I was 75-25 on bringing Gruden back. 25% of me said that bringing back Cutter was a good idea because, like you said, you can't keep firing coach every 2 years. Really, 3 years. This man has had 3 years. In the 3 years he did bring us a good offense, but it's just the last 2 years it ain't putting up points. How do you not score points with the talent that you have on our offense? Okay, he's terrible at clock management. It's just yeah. I don't know. The more I think about it and the more I talk, I'm saying more negative things about Dirk Cutter than anything positive. And it's taking me this live stream to make a realization for it. That maybe I was listening to too many people and said, okay, maybe it is a good idea to bring Cutter back. But the more I think about it myself and the more I can develop an opinion for myself, and I guess by doing this live stream, it's helping me. No, this isn't a good idea. This is a bad idea. Maybe we the Bucks missed out. Maybe they're gonna be sorry for this. But I'm a fan, so I'm not gonna be too negative about it. Right now, do I like the decision to bring back Dirk Cutter? No. No. But could it pay off and can I be wrong? I damn sure hope so. Because if we go 4-12, 6-10, 5-11 again, and the freaking Raiders go on to be 12-4 Super Bowl contenders, it's just going to be another thing the Bucks can look back and say, why the fuck did we pass up on that? Which is something we tend to do often. No! No! Baker, mate, no! Oh, no, 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 no. www.no.com. Baker Mayfield, no, no. He's a bitch. I won't deny his talent. Baker Mayfield, no. Oh, I see Billy Levy. Is that how you say your name? Yeah. I see you getting on this Packers Rays Bolts fan. There's a lot of those down here. There's a lot of people that like teams outside of the state. That like a lot of people that live down here that like teams out of the state and still root for the teams in the state. But you like my sweatshirt? It's pretty badass. It's one of the sweatshirts I got for Christmas. I only root for one team out of the state, and everybody knows my reasoning for that. Oh yeah. No, you can't deny. Everybody loves Tony, Texas, but everybody loves Tony. Tony built this team. Tony built that. There's no denying that. But Tony didn't have the push that Gruden had. The Bucks needed the little extra push to get there, and that's what Gruden was. Tony was like, Tony's like your mom, okay? Builds you up, makes you who you are. No, that's a bad analogy. Tony is like, how do I put a good analogy in this? Tony's like the ignition, right? Tony's the ignition in a car. He starts you, right? He starts you up and gets you going. Gruden was the accelerator, if that makes sense. Tony started the turnaround in this organization and started bringing a winning culture around. Tony started it. He started the engine and got it going. Gruden was the accelerator to lead us to a championship. Everybody loves Tony. You talk all over the city. Everybody, a lot of people prefer Tony over Gruden. And you know what? In some instances, excuse me, some instances, sure. But yeah. So I mean, Tony was not nobody. Oh God, where was I? Yeah, nobody denies loving Tony and how great Tony was, but he's the ignition. He's the ignition to that Super Bowl. Um, Gruden was the accelerator. He's what got us there. So I mean, that's just my thing on it too. Do I wish I had John Gruden today, Raider Mike? Yes, yes, I do wish that Gruden got that the Bucks worked out a deal with Gruden. And if the things I'm reading about him going to Oakland are true, y'all got something there, cause y'all got an offensive guru. I don't know what Del Rio was, but you got somebody who's guaranteed to help get you to a championship. The other people going at it. But do I wish that we would have hired Gruden? Yes, I do. I do. I agree. I agree. No, I don't hate the Raiders either. I had the one hate week with the Raiders, where the TTC hate week with the Raiders that everybody, whew, I'll never forget that one. But no, I don't have any hate towards the Raiders either. But yeah, it does suck. I mean, I just think that Gruden could have taken this team to a new level. I really do. That I do believe that John Gruden could have taken this Tampa Bay Bucks team to a new level because he has a certain juice. I keep using that word. A certain drive as a head coach that not a lot of other people have. So, if that makes sense. Do I think the Eagles are one and done? If they did not have, if they have, shit. Why is it? If Carson Wentz is the quarterback, no, they're not one and done. Who do I think we get in the draft of the free agency? I'm gonna be a homer here, but somewhere in the draft, I would really like the Bucks to get Lorenzo Carter from Georgia. If you guys have watched any Georgia football this year, not only there's a couple of names you can pick off that Georgia defense that has been game changers. your Raquan Smith, your Davin Bellanys, your Dominic Sanders, Lorenzo Carter is another name in there that I really want the Bucks to get. It would not hurt my feelings too if we gambled and went a little bit on the Chubb side and took Nick Chubb. That would be I would really like that, me personally. You don't think Wentz will be back? What do you mean by no? He's not coming back. He tore his ACL. Um, if they had Carson Wentz, I think they would go further. But they do have a really strong defense, and judging by experience, I love doing that. Defense wins championships, so I mean, it could Nick Foles could be enough to help the Eagles win a championship. Can I believe the words I just said? Nick Foles can be enough to push the Eagles into a couple rounds, but I don't think maybe they can win in the wild card against shit. Who they play this week? God, why is that drawing a blank? I know the Falcons play the Rams. The Panthers don't somebody don't the Saints have a bye week? No, don't wait. No, the Panthers play the Saints. The Falcons play the Rams. I'm not sure who the Eagles play. They have but they're the ones on the front the first round bye. Duh. Um. Sure. Yeah, and no argument for that, Texas Buck. But you know, it's hard to say. Really, what would have happened if Dungy would have stayed longer? I don't think we would have had the offense like we would have had because Clyde Christensen was not the answer as far as offense goes. But I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to say if you would have changed. It's really hard to say what would have happened if Dungy would have stayed, if he would have won a championship. I mean, I think I watched this What If L, the guy that has all the cartoons about what if this happened, so forth. If the Tuck rule had not happened, John Gruden would have stayed with the Raiders, and we would have ended up winning a championship. I think that year. I don't know. It's too confusing what would have happened. Um, but that Bucks defense eventually would have gotten, I think, a Super Bowl. Um, it's just really, really hard to say, what this team would have done without, or with Tony Dungy and without John Gruden. Um, and everybody's got their opinion on it, and I'm not arguing with them because it could have gone either way, really. I just think that, um, I just think that Dungy was the ignition to that Super Bowl year with him starting the turnaround and building the team that we got, and I just think that Gruden was the accelerator. He had the drive to send players to a new level and make them want to fight day in and day out. So that's what made John Gruden such a good coach. He was a great motivator. Couldn't build a team worth of shit, but he was a great motivator. Fuck the Patriots, indeed. What's my favorite college basketball team? I claim no loyalty to what maybe USF. There, if I had to choose college basketball team that I would support would be the University of South Florida, mainly because I pledge uh, loyalty to the University of Georgia for college football. Uh, a lot of people have issues with that because I used to not even used to. I still do support Florida State because that's the home school, but um, there's a story behind my Georgia loving. And but if I had to pick a college basketball team to support, it would be USF because that's the local one. And I've been to USF basketball games, so but I don't watch enough college basketball really to support any or really to pledge loyalty to anybody. Um, I do watch the tournament, the March Madness, but like I said, I don't pledge loyalty to any college basketball squad. Oh yeah, all day, every day, like you said, all day. Like no matter what, I'm still gonna be a team of this fan of this team. Yep, exactly, Raider Mike. Exactly, exactly. He's aggressive, and if you fuck up, he will let you know right on the spot. That's one of the main things I miss about a coach like that. So, but yeah. See this? Damn, there's a lot of comments. Not a lot of people watching, but there's a couple comments I need to catch up on. What's my favorite band? Ooh, oh, God, I can't choose it. It depends on the genre. Give me a genre. 80s rock, Van Halen. Metal, Metallica. Country, Jason Aldean. Rap, Eminem. Modern rock, that's a little hard because there's a lot of modern rock bands I like. Um, oh yeah, that was him every year, all the time. How that man had a voice on Monday for a press conference was out of control. I guess you gotta have the kind of tough lungs for that shit. Um, I did have an NBA team before I just got done with the NBA in general. I mean, I was people think. I mean, I remember watching Dwayne Wade as a kid in like 2006 or to the year. What year was he drafted? I think Wade was drafted in '03, and I think I started watching basketball in '04. Um, I also really liked Ray Allen growing up as a kid too, and Allen Iverson and those guys. But last couple of years, I haven't paid that much attention to basketball because I've followed hockey, and hockey and basketball are on at the same time, and I've been more of a hockey follower than a basketball follower these days. Green that was a good one growing up. They really only had a couple good albums growing up. Green Day did the most memorable, most notable one was probably American Idiot. I liked a lot of songs off of that album, but there was not too many other albums by Green Day I was such a huge fan of. All right, we went from 6 people to 4 people. Um, but yeah, man. Main deal of this live stream is that everybody would not stop asking me if I wanted to why I kind of sounds like he does. He does sound like Mike. That's kind of funny. I would actually like to see snow. I've only seen it once in my life, and that was out in Lake Tahoe in Nevada. And playing tackle football in the snow was fucking awesome. Maybe because I don't live in the snow is maybe why I don't say, oh, I wish I didn't live in the snow, but I think the snow is kind of cool. It's better than fucking thunderstorms. Shit. All you're doing is having white shit fall from the sky. That didn't sound right at all. But yeah. I guess the main reason for this live stream was just, everybody kept asking me about the Gruden Cutter situation and Then finally it came out that we were keeping Cutter, and you know. Also, somebody asked me about the GM situation. Jason Light's not going anywhere. Jason Light's brought in a lot of talent, and it's not his fault that we've finished poorly. Jason Light brought us the damn franchise quarterback. Didn't he draft Mike Evans too? Yeah, he drafted Mike Evans. And drafted Ali Marpet. Oh, God. In the Tampa area, anybody who plays for Jesuit High School, they'll be good basketball players. Anybody that plays for Jesuit High School or Tampa Catholic High School, they're pretty good basketball players. But other than that, not really. I never paid attention to high school sports because my high school sports, other than baseball, softball, track, cross country, were not pretty good. Football was atrocious. Yes, I'm saying that live to the world. My Riverview High School football team was trash. Shit, I just gave away where I live. Oh well. It is what it is. Still gonna be a Bucks fan at the end of the day. Even if we play like shit. I think I farted in there too, but it was miscued. So yeah. Now we're down to 3 people. And it's probably the same 3 people that are commenting. Anyways, folks, get your last couple questions in here. Yeah, the Flyers don't like us. Alrighty, well, think that's gonna be a wrap. I got some things to go do. But I wanted to come on here and make it clear where I stood as far as, what I thought about this whole coaching situation. And because a lot of people kept asking me about it. And, no, I cannot rap. Come on now. Well, here's a lie. I like country. You like rap. You put it together. It sounds like crap. There. Um, Something that my friends and I used to joke about in high school. Anyways, but yeah, a lot of people kept asking me about the coaching situation and what I thought would happen. I'll talk about the UGA Alabama game in another stream, I guess, or another video, whatever I feel like doing at the time. I'll try to get it out before Monday night, before Monday afternoon. I'd like to get that done, but you know, that's yeah. Well, not a lot of Applebee's maybe. Applebee's does open mic, it's karaoke night. People go in there, they bring in guitars or whatever. But you know, that's about it as far as I don't know a lot of places that do a lot of O'Brien's. It's a bar in Brandon. They do a lot of open stuff too. Actually, a couple good cover bands that play at O'Brien's, like Scream Machine, and a couple other ones that I can't think of at the moment. But yeah, that's just what I think about this coaching situation. Um, we'll see about this UGA UGA Alabama game. Like I said, try to get a video out before Monday afternoon. And with that, man, I'm off for the next couple days. Gonna sleep a lot because I feel like shit. So, but y'all stay warm wherever you are because the whole damn country's freezing. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.